Hello, growers. Looking to turn your homestead into a profitable business? Or are you a farmer looking to boost your sales? Check out my book, Sell Everything You Grow. This book is the ultimate guide to choosing the right farm business model that fits your farm, time, and location. Discover which model has the highest profit margins and why diversification is so important. Whether you're selling apples, vegetables, or microgreens, Sell Everything You Grow will help you find your first market or expand into new ones. Get Sell Everything You Grow on Amazon and start selling more today.
Now that you're on the property, kind of let's talk about that work-life balance. Have you felt that it's easier and you're able to kind of stay on top of your farm work because it's just right there, it's right outside your door? Or has that sort of all-consuming, you know, perennial suck, so to speak, of just like there's always something that's pulling you outside, pulling you back to the farm when you're like, I really don't want to be doing this, but this has to be done. Like how has your sort of work changed now that you're there full time on the farm?
Yeah. I don't feel like I'm, like, working myself. I do feel bad a little bit for my husband, as I need big, strong man help to lift things and move things around, that on his days off, I get to bug him and say, "Hey, can you help me lift this stuff?" But for me, my rule as of right now is, like, once the sun goes down and I'm done milking, I'm done. I also if I wasn't in school, I don't I don't get up until, like, 9.
Oh man,
Um,
the
yeah.
lazy farmer. I like it.
Yeah. Um, and I don't know, I think it's, a good balance of, like, I have a class schedule, so within that class schedule, like, I have to schedule things that I can do on the farm, and once those items are done, it's a to-do list, just check, and then we move on to the next thing, or, if I have another thing on my schedule, I go and do that other thing that's off farm elsewhere. Um, and I think because of that class schedule and me and my husband being so diligent, like we even like schedule in like TV time or like dinner time happens at this time. So we do dinner at this time, or like, oh, it's like 10 o'clock at night. It's relationship time. It's time to just sit with each other and see how we're doing. Um, but because of being in school, I have to like ultra schedule my life. And it seems to be working really well. I get Saturday, Sunday off. I try not to do any big major things like go out, I take care of the animals, I come back in, take care of the house, kind of take it a little bit slower, and then do my evening chores and come back and kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that um, sometimes people can forget about is like even on your days off, there's always something to be done.
Mhm.
It's like, hey man, text somebody like, hey man, we're not gonna make it to church today. We're getting a cold snap coming in, so I'm gonna be spending all morning, or kind of harvesting some stuff that might get damaged in the freeze. We got to get everything covered, or it's just like, hey, we've got a basketball game with the 6 year old at 6 o'clock, so I need to work as hard as I can, even though I just had all farmers market day Saturday. It's like I got to go and it's especially once we get into the main meat of the growing season,
Yeah.
there's gonna be, most of our fruiting crops are they're not just like you pick them when you need them. It's like you pick them when they tell you they're ready to be picked. And that's kinda what I mean by that, like, all-consuming, is it's like even on your quote, unquote, "off time,"
Mhm.
there's always something that needs to be done, and that's cool. I'm encouraged to hear that you're, like, scheduling it out to kind of keep your head on straight and sort of keep things in focus. And it sounds like that kind of your class schedule is one of those kind of life constraints that, could make things really difficult, but it sounds like it's really caused you to zero in and have to be really diligent with your scheduling and with your time to make sure that you're fitting everything in.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure once summer hits and then I'm actually in the growing season, I'm sure it'll change a little bit, but I still like, just having it scheduled in, and that was one of the things that the old fort with, the farmer and training classes taught me is, like, how much are you gonna bring to the market And I, of course, I'm not really planning on going to the farmer's market except for maybe like a few here or there to like be like, the order is 15 pounds. I'm gonna just pick 15 pounds and that's it. And I'm just gonna leave it there. And like that's what it is. So like just trying to stay ultra scheduled.
Mhm.
Which is also why I planned for baby goats to be born in June, which everybody I think they're having their baby goats in like March. So I'll be behind the times. But it is what it is.
Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower, a proud retailer of the Sumi Soaker system. The Sumi Soaker system is an irrigation game changer. It offers multiple advantages for market gardeners. Even gentle watering without dry spots common with wobblers. The system is lightweight and portable, so you can use it with quick rotation crops. It's low maintenance with no parts to break or clog. It's versatile. You can use it for direct seeding, transplants, and cover crops. And it's very cost effective compared to overhead options. And maybe one of its best and most unique features is it can put down water in a rectangular pattern, which is very different than rotating sprinklers that leave circular patterns, often with dry corners and overwatered centers. If you want to learn more about the Sumi Soaker system, use the link below or visit us at shop.moderngrower.co.